Welcome to the Rebecca Adiehill podcast. I want to start off by saying that I want my name to remind you to go and live your life big, to take risks, to go all in and write one hell of a story with the one life you know that you have. I'm a 7-figure business mentor, wife, and mother of 3, and I'm here to share my journey with you as I am constantly moving in the direction of more bigness, more impact, more wealth, more depth, and more life. My aim with this podcast is to activate and inspire you to go and live your life big in the fullest, most passionate way. I'm so glad that you are here, so let's dive right in. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Rebecca Adiehill podcast. How are you? How is your week going so far? Sometimes I wish that we could have like a two-way chat, that I could see you on the other end and we could have this back and forth conversation. But I realize now that is my job. So I'm going to let you in and just tell you a little bit about what's going on in my world, what I'm moving through, and also the delicious conversation I want to have with you today. I feel like I have so many things moving in my business and behind the scenes right now. It just feels like I am in this beautiful stream in the ocean and I'm just letting it take me right now. And it's very powerful, but it feels very grounding and calm at the same time. If I could explain the amount of testimonials and DMs and incredible conversations I'm having with my clients at the moment in terms of the breakthroughs that they have and their results that they are getting and the expansion that they feel in their life and also inside of their businesses, I pay very close attention to when that happens. And often when it happens to one person, it starts to happen to another one and another one and another one and another one. And often it happens when I go through a major leap inside of my business. So when I have lots of movement happening in my business, I always say that's a very good time to plug in, because it's just a very electric magnetic frequency that you get to plug into and play in. So I always pay very close attention to when my clients, and including myself, have all of these major kind of breakthroughs and getting all of these results and clients and money and all of the things. And I'm thinking about why it happens. And there are 2 parts to this story that I want to share with you today, or 2 parts of this conversation. And one side to this conversation is it happens because I'm really good at what I do. I know how to grow and scale businesses. I know how to make businesses highly profitable. I know how to market, and I know how to create a really strong brand when it comes to, selling or strategize or optimize, leverage, scale, like whatever area that is. Like I'm really good at that, and I can say that with great confidence. But so many times I hear my clients say, gosh, I wish if people only knew what I could do for them. If they just came into my world, I'll show them. Just give me something so I can show them actually what I'm capable of doing. And I'm like, I agree. It would be wonderful if all the people could say, hey, I'm happy to give you a shot. Tell me what you got. That would be wonderful. So what if it's not enough by simply showing people what we're really good at? What if that's not enough? What if it's not enough if I am just really talented and I know what I'm talking about and I have all of these experience and knowledge and wisdom, and I did it for myself before I did it for anybody else, and I work with hundreds of people? What if that's not enough? And guess what? I can't believe that's true. I don't think it's enough. In the world we are living in right now, being good at what you do, full stop, isn't enough. So with that being said, what's the missing piece of the puzzle? If I'm like, I have studied for years, I'm so good, I have so much experience, what's the other side? It's you. It's you. It's the human behind the business. I know that people hire me for my expertise, but I also know that people hire me for my energy, for my charisma, for my magnetism, for my quality of life, for the way I live my life, for my values, for my passions, for my sense of humor, and just me as a human overall. I know that's why people hire me, because 99% of the time, when I ask people, why me? Why did you decide to work with me? And 9 out of 10 times they say, Rebecca, I just want to be in your energy. I just love everything you're about. You're such a vibe. Or it's your heart. Or you're just light. You have this light about you. You have this warmth about you. You feel really grounding. I just trust you. There is something about you, and it's just your energy, and you're so unapologetic, and you're this and you're that. All of these beautiful, compliments as to why they are moving into my world. And it's almost never because I can see you have worked with hundreds of businesses before you called yourself a business coach. Like, I don't think I've never had that reflected to me. And that's not the number one reason they actually work with me. But they can feel the ownership and the authority that I have in my work. They can feel the ownership and the pride I take in the way I speak about my work. They can feel my certainty when I communicate about what I actually do and what it's like moving into my world. They can feel that. So what is that? What is that feeling? What is that the thing that they are so drawn to that goes beyond the thing that we do? It's the magic. It's the soul. It's the heartbeat. It's the thing that makes you you. And often, those qualities that you have are often the qualities people can either see in themselves or they deeply desire to have. And that means more than anything that you do. So where a lot of people go wrong is that they turn up the dial on what we're going to do when you come into my world, and this is what I'm really good at, and this is what I'm going to help you with, and this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do. And then we turn down the dial on you. Where really, if you want to experience like rapid growth in your business right now, you need to turn up the magnetism on you. And I am going to take for granted that you lead your work with integrity, that you actually know the thing that you speak about. Otherwise, that's going to come crumbling. That you can only get so many clients in, and then that's just going to be a big, beautiful word salad, and you can leverage everything off your personal brand, but then it's going to be empty once they come into your world. So, with the assumption that you are leading your work with utmost integrity, and you know that you're really fucking good at what you do, maybe it's not that part where you actually need to convince people and I don't like the word convincing, but I just wanted to understand what I mean by this. Maybe we actually need to turn up the magnetism on you and make people fall in love with you. Make people want to be a part of the movement that you are here to create. Let people fall in love with your personality, with your, dress sense, or with your pets, or with your routine, or something that makes you you. Something that makes you unique. Something that they feel, oh my gosh, I love that. I love that about her. I wish I had some more of that. Or I can really see myself in her. It's like, I know, and I've said this quite a few times now, by me swearing like left, right, and center. I know that's not going to be for everyone, but I know there are going to be people listening to be like, fuck yeah, she's my kind of girl. Oh my gosh, like when I heard you drop the F-bomb for the first time, I knew you were the one for me. Like the amount of times I've had people say that to me. You look so polished, Rebecca, and then you just fucking start swearing. And I'm like, fuck yeah, she's my kind of girl. And I never thought in my wildest dreams that I'll get business from swearing. But I know it just shows my passion, and it shows the part of who I am. And I'm also giving other people permission to stop being so fucking polished if that's not what you are. And if that's what you are, be that. And you're going to have people that feel really attracted to that. They actually can't stand the sound of someone swearing. Where I hear people swearing or showing up in their bigness or great confidence or whatever that is, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a vibe. And I think that's a vibe because I also see myself as one of them, which means I'm going to automatically think that we're a good match because I'm like, whatever you got, I've also got. So we're going to be a match. And this is why it's so important that you are showing why people should fall in love with you. And if you are struggling to get clients right now, if you are struggling to sell your products or your services, or struggling with, or even if your social media overall just feels a little bit flat, it's probably because you are focusing too much on the thing that you do, not on the person that you are and who you choose to be and what that looks like to turn up the dial on you. When I'm going through major expansion inside of my business, and I had this conversation inside of my self-made mastermind today, and we were talking about expansion specifically, and I said to the girls, I believe if you feel like you can't expand inside of your business right now, if you for some reason feel stuck, but you are like longing for expansion, but you're like, I just don't know what it is. I'm doing all of the things, I'm being consistent, I'm posting, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, but I'm still not expanding in my business. My view on that is if you can't expand the business full stop, then I want to challenge you to start to expand other areas of your life. Because often creativity comes from space. Creativity loves this beautiful spaciousness. So if you are just pushing and trying to expand the thing, but you just keep feeling blocked and you're just doing the do, that means we are not quite hitting the mark. That we are almost losing you in the translation. We are losing you in like the what. Where I'm like, tell me who you are. And not just tell me, show me who you are. So if you want to expand in your business, you have to start by looking in other areas of your life where there is room for expansion. Maybe you can expand from a health perspective, maybe your relationship, maybe even expanding your friendship circles, or expanding your mindset, expanding your passions, or expanding your awareness, on whatever that looks like. Try to expand in any area but the business. Because I can guarantee you, once you are learning to be in the frequency of expansion, it will be a very natural flow because it will be a match with expanding inside of the business. So by you tuning in and sitting with pondering and thinking of how you can expand, you are actually not matching the frequency of expansion. So instead of focusing on and thinking about how you can expand inside of your business, be expansion. Be expansion. And what does it look like for you to be expansion? Say if you couldn't expand in your business right now, for whatever reason that is, and I'm going to argue that that's not true, but for the sake of playing this game now, say that you can't expand in your business right now, but you so deeply crave it. Let's take the foot off the gas in terms of expanding inside of your business, and we're just going to focus on everything else that we can possibly expand. I can guarantee you that you are going to see expansion inside of your business quicker than you can ever imagine. Because you are taking the pressure off and you are raising the vibration, so you are actually being in the frequency of expansion, and naturally that will start to happen inside of your business. So every single time I am looking for major expansion inside of my own business, or when I even want to leverage the momentum or the demand that is already there, I don't do more in my business. I become more. I turn up the dial on me. I turn up the dial on my magnetism. And then I'm like, okay, great. So what actually makes me magnetic? And I do whatever I believe makes me more magnetic. Maybe it's bringing dancing back into my life. Maybe this is a different way of expressing myself. Maybe I'll start to take singing lessons. Maybe I start a new hobby that will add a little bit more fun. Maybe I'll nurture my friendships even more. Maybe I have more saucy time with my husband. Like whatever that looks like. But I'm taking the pressure of pushing inside of my business, but I'm turning up the dial on me because I know 90% of the reason why people buy into me and start working with me is because of me. So instead of me trying to convince them, I promise you I'm really good at what I do. I promise you I can help you with branding. I can help you to strategize and scale, and we can launch and we can grow and we can all of the things. That just sounds like batshit boring to me. And I will get sick of like feeling like I have to convince people to come into my world. I'm like, I want people to fall in love with me. I want to be like, when people open up Instagram and they see my stories, to be like, fuck, every time I watch Rebecca's stories, like she just makes me so happy. She just makes me feel so good. I feel so inspired, so activated. And whatever she's got, I want to. I love the way she lives her life. I love the way, her relationship with her husband. I love the way she thinks, and I love the way she's doing X, Y, and Z, whatever that is. So when I do drop an offer, or when there is an opportunity to work with me, it's like I already have the trust because they know that I'm a woman of integrity. And that's what I do. It's like they can tell that I walk my talk. I don't have to tell them that I do that. They can feel it. When you actually realize the power in that it's actually not necessarily what you say, it's actually what you show them and who you be, and giving people an opportunity to fall in love with you. And this is again the powerful thing about building a personal brand. And sometimes I feel like we get so caught up in content pillars and branding pillars and nailing your messaging and nailing this, and we're like, there is so much structure and that we are actually like losing the heartbeat. We're losing the touch, we're losing the feel and the rounded edges and the care and the whole experience, and you know, the sound of the music and the beat of the drums. It's like, it's the full package. It's like, what would a performance be without music, or without the right lighting, or without the right atmosphere? What would it be without all of those additional parts that actually makes a show so significant? It's like if you're watching a scary movie and then you take the sound off, all of a sudden it's not a scary movie anymore. It's just like people doing weird shit on a movie. But as soon as you turn up the dial, as soon as you turn off the volume, and then you dim the lights in your living room, and then you sit around, you've got sitting on the couch and you've got a blanket around you, and you feel, and you have this little chit chat about what's going to happen next, and you can feel it, and you can feel the music kind of increasing, and then like now all of a sudden you think someone's going to fucking stand in your living room and come after you. And then all of a sudden you're not even comfortable to walk around your house because you're like, I'm fucking pretty sure someone's in my house right now. Because it's a felt sense, because we can feel it. We feel the whole journey, and this is the same with business. Let people feel you. Let people feel your energy when you're not there. Like, every time you speak, it's not about what you say all the time. It's how you say it. It's how you communicate. It's your body language. It's your charisma. It's your energy. It's your passion behind everything you say, behind everything you do. And without that fire in you, you're going to struggle. So instead of looking for the fire inside of your business, if you're like, oh, I don't know, I'm like not feeling like I can't go ahead in my business with this great conviction, find that fire in other areas of your life. Because if you can't feel it in your business, often that is because either your backyard is on fire and you've got some stuff you got to clean up before you go about your business, or you have lost the spark and the fire in other areas of your life. Maybe it's your relationship. Maybe you are feeling really lonely and isolated. Maybe you are not having fun. Maybe you are not feeling a sense of belonging and purpose. So of course, you're not just going to wake up and be like, fuck yeah, I can't wait to show up in my business, if you're not feeling that in any other area of your life. And this is the beautiful wheel of life, how it's all intertwined and how it's all connected. And this is when you understand this, and every time I'm feeling any resistance, say for instance, I feel resistance inside of my business, I don't make that wrong. I'm like, oh, something's trying to get my attention right now. Where else am I feeling resistance in my life? And when you are willing to become so self-aware that you are willing to actually look at all parts of yourself and the whole wheel of life, because often what I see happening now, it's like we go, oh, my business is not working. This is not working. This strategy is not working. I need to do something else. I need to launch another offer. I need to lower my prices, and whatever you think you need to do. But let's look at other areas of your life. How's your marriage? How's your sex life? How present are you with your children? How much fun do you have outside of work? How's your nutrition? How do you sleep? How do you talk to yourself? Like, the list goes on. It's all intertwined and it's all connected. And I want to create a full circle moment here before we wrap up today's episode, that it all comes back to you, that you can be brilliant at what you do. That people will fall in love with you for who you are. People will buy into you because of your charisma, because of your passion, because of the way you speak, because of the way you articulate yourself, because of the way you move them, because of the way you make them feel. So I hope this week, maybe look at where you are currently placing your focus and maybe give yourself an opportunity to redirect that focus and start to expand other areas of your life and start to turn up that magnetism on you. And everything else from that point will start to flow. If today's episode resonated with you, what I would actually love from you today is to share this episode with someone that could benefit from hearing this today. I cannot wait to be back here next week for another episode. I'm just loving this so much. I hope you have an incredible day, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world, and I shall see you next week.